It's 8:37 on the 6th of November 2025. In the South China Sea, near Scarborough Shoal, the U.S. Navy's 7th Fleet lights up with contacts, fast movers, and cold wakes stacking on the scopes. Alarms rake every passageway aboard USS Gerald R. Ford. On the flight deck, yellow shirts wave the first F divided by A, 18E divided by F forward. An E-2D spins up its twin props, and EA-18G pods blink to life. Below decks, a Virginia-class sub rides silent and ready. Over the horizon, a broad gray slab angles in. China's Shandong, flanked by sharp-edged destroyers. J-15 skim the foam. A KJ-600 circles higher, painting the sky. Set the deck for launch. Boots thud. Hatches slam. The CO grips the rail. His voice stays level. This is not an exercise. A tanker MQ-25 crawls toward the cat. Fuel for the first push. Deck crews hook and signal. One wrong call, and steel meets steel, pilot to pilot, ship to ship. The next 10 minutes decide whether this standoff stays cold or turns history hot. In the South China Sea, trade lanes cut through blue water that feeds half the world's economy. Every cargo ship that passes here carries oil, food, or chips that power phones back home. The U.S. Navy's 7th Fleet stands watch its mission. Keep those lanes open, no matter who challenges it. The Chinese carrier Shandong and her escorts push towards Scarborough Shoal, claiming what Washington calls international waters. For the crew aboard Gerald R. Ford, this isn't politics, it's personal. Every radar sweep could mean a missile lock. Every flight launch burns fuel that can't be replaced until the next port. Down in the Combat Information Center, maps glow red and blue. No one blinks. They've trained for this moment, but training never feels like this. Across the waves, the Shandong's bridge mirrors the tension. Chinese pilots sit strapped in, hands hovering over throttles, waiting for an order that could start the biggest naval clash of the century. Both sides know, if someone fires first, there's no going back. Closer to the line, cruiser USS Princeton guards the screen. Radars spun hot, missiles cold but ready. And E-2D knits the air picture. EA-18G shaped the fight with jamming that buys precious seconds. Somewhere below, a Virginia-class submarine listens for the faint turn of screws. Allies are watching too, the Philippines, Japan, Australia, because a wrong outcome here could ripple into treaties, markets, and kitchen tables. Insurers price risk by the hour. A spike here means empty shelves there. And as the gap closes, a quiet voice cuts through the headset chatter. If you think the US should hold the line, hit 1. If you think China will test it, hit 9. The call crackles, then fades under the roar of engines. The countdown to the unknown has begun. 9-2 hours. The first warning call breaks through the static. A swarm of fast contacts rushes down from the north, too fast for civilian traffic, too organized for a drill. The operations deck on Gerald R. Ford turns red-lit and silent except for voices counting bearings. Track confirmed. Unknown aircraft, closing at 480 knots. Within seconds, the order comes down. Launch the cap. Catapults thunder as F divided by A, 18E divided by Fs rip off the deck, afterburners carving orange lines into the sky. And E-2D climbs to altitude, its radar sweeping the battle space. The USS Princeton adjusts course 10 degrees starboard, forming a barrier. From deep below, the Virginia-class sub tightens its patrol loop, sonar painting the underwater world in eerie pings. Over the radio, growlers jam the airwaves, blocking enemy radar locks before they can stick. On the Chinese side, J-15 burst from the Shandong, splitting into attack pairs. Their radar signatures flicker across American screens like sparks on dark glass. The two forces now share the same patch of sky, each trying to control who fires first. "Contact Angels 25, closing," shouts the radar tech. The U.S. commander authorizes a show of presence. Super Hornets sweep low, missiles armed but safety still on. A KJ-600 tries to mark them. Jamming washes its signals in noise. Down in the Combat Information Center, the tension feels physical. Shoulders locked, eyes on screens glowing red and green. The forward's airboss monitors fuel states and recovery windows. One wrong delay, and a pilot runs out of sky to land on. Then a streak flashes on radar. One of the J-15 dives, skimming wave-top altitude. The Growler locks on, countering with a warning tone, but the jet pulls away at the last second. No shots fired. 5 minutes stretch like an hour. The deck crew hustles an MQ-25 to the bow. The unmanned tanker launches, extending the cap's time on station. Over the net, a calm voice reminds everyone to breathe. Far to the east, a rumor travels headset to headset about a stealth bomber orbit unseen, but felt. Above, contrails weave a tense lattice. Below, the sea hisses against steel. The message is clear on both bridges. Hold the line, show resolve, and give the other side no excuse to start the war. The standoff stretches past noon. Clouds drift in from the west, heavy and gray, muting the sea into dull steel. Both carrier groups now operate within visual range, each shadow visible from the other's deck. The ocean between them feels smaller by the minute. Suddenly, new tracks appear low, fast, erratic. Drones, dozens of them, slicing through the haze at wave-top level. The forward sensors chirp, auto-classifying each as unknown hostile. All stations stand by for surface threats. The order echoes through the hull. The Princeton lights up its radar arrays, locking on targets one by one. Super Hornets bank sharply, diving low to intercept. The first wave hits the edge of the defensive grid. CIWS guns roar, flinging tungsten into the mist. Tracers streak across the sea like molten threads. One drone disintegrates, another keeps coming. "They're testing our perimeter," says the tactical officer. "Trying to draw our fire." The captain doesn't answer, his eyes fixed on the horizon, where faint silhouettes of Chinese destroyers now drift closer, their guns tracking silently. Growlers jam again, throwing static across the enemy's targeting feeds. The air fills with invisible duels, radar locks, countermeasures, bursts of noise. Down in the engine room, sailors brace as the ship shifts to combat power. Turbines screaming through the decks. Then a warning tone. "Missile lock bearing 085. Every head snaps up. A flash erupts far to the east, then vanishes. False alarm or a test shot that never launched? The tension doesn't fade. It just tightens. For 30 seconds, the entire battle group stands frozen in a perfect balance, ready to strike, desperate not to. Aboard the Shandong, Chinese flight crews load anti-ship weapons. Aboard the Ford, crews reload flares and cycle launchers. Both sides mirror each other like reflections on stormwater, trapped in the same fear of making the first move. And as the radio net fills with silence, a calm narrator's voice cuts in over the scene. "If you think the US should fire first to end the threat, hit 1. If you believe holding back is the wiser move, hit 9. The ocean swallows the words as thunder rolls overhead. Somewhere out there, a single decision still waits to be made. 5 hours. Just when the bridge starts to exhale, a new alarm slices through the static low frequency. Close range. Not from the air, from below. The sonar officer stiffens. Multiple contacts, small, fast, shallow depth. Not torpedoes, drones. The word hangs in the air like a curse. Tiny, near-silent underwater vehicles move toward the carrier group, riding the thermocline where sensors blur. Too slow for missiles, too stealthy for guns. They're built to blind and disrupt, not destroy unless they get close enough. The Princeton launches countermeasures, streams of bubbles and noise to mask the fleet. But the swarm keeps coming, splitting into faint dots crawling across the display. On the flight deck, crews pause mid-reload, scanning the gray water. No one sees the threat, only feels the pressure rising from below. "Get eyes under the layer," the captain orders. The Virginia-class sub dives deeper, sonar echoing like a heartbeat in the dark. Then silence. The air smells of oil and metal. Suddenly, a muffled thump vibrates through the hull. Not an explosion, but close. Impact near port bow, no damage. Another follows, then another. The drones are ramming decoys, testing reactions. Someone out there is watching how the US responds. Screens flicker with interference. Chinese destroyers projecting fake sonar returns. doubling confusion. "They're baiting us to fire," the captain mutters. His no nods. "If we do, they'll call it provocation." Up on deck, the sea holds its breath. Every sailor knows, if even one of those drones carries more than sensors, the next hit could be the one that changes everything. 23 hours. The silence breaks like glass. A sudden burst of noise fills every frequency. Radar, sonar, comms, all jammed at once. The tactical display flickers, then stabilizes just long enough to show what everyone feared. Inbound missiles. 5 of them, low and fast. "Vampires inbound," shouts the air defense officer. The ship jolts to life. "All hands brace." The Ford turns hard to port, decks tilting under the strain. CIWS guns scream, spitting tracers that carve fiery arcs through the mist. One missile shatters, debris raining down in sparks. Another slips through, skimming just meters above the sea. The Princeton locks on and fires 2 interceptors streak skyward. The first hits dead center. The second detonates close enough to shred the airframe. A third missile dives straight at the carrier. "Hard right!" the helm officer yells. The ship rolls. Sailors slam against bulkheads. The sea erupts in a white wall as the missile splashes wide, its warhead detonating harmlessly 100 yards off the bow. Above, Super Hornets intercept the last 2 missiles before they can break through. Contrails twist and vanish, leaving smoke and silence in their wake. On deck, crews cheer for half a heartbeat, then freeze. New radar returns light up the screen, more contacts, dozens this time. The bridge goes still. No one speaks. The Chinese formation slows, then drifts east, its destroyers falling into a wide arc around the Shandong. The order has come from somewhere high up. Disengage. On the Ford, the captain exhales for the first time in an hour. Stand down from general quarters, keep watch. His voice stays steady, but everyone knows how close it was. The air smells of gunpowder and salt. The ocean is calm again, but it feels different, like a held breath that hasn't quite been released. The tactical officer looks at the screen one more time. "They were testing us," he says quietly. "Next time, they'll come closer." And as the camera pans across the weary faces on deck, the narrator's voice returns, steady but charged. "If you believe this standoff proves the line still holds, press 1. If you think the next wave will push it too far, press 9. The horizon glows faintly red in the fading light. Peace. For now. The South China Sea is calm again, but the silence feels heavy, like everyone knows it won't last. On the Gerald R. Ford, damaged crews sweep debris from the deck, shell casings, burned insulation, fragments of intercepted missiles, all reminders that war came close, closer than it has in years. Below decks, medics patch bruises and burns. No one was lost, but everyone understands how thin that margin was. In the Combat Information Center, the lights dim to blue. The captain studies the after-action report. "No confirmed hits," he says quietly. "No casualties, that's a win." His no nods, though neither man smiles. A win that still feels like standing on a cliff's edge. Across the sea, the Shandong steams home under radio silence. Chinese pilots debrief in hushed voices, some shaken, others proud. They didn't fire, but they proved they could. Both sides will call it restraint. Both will count it as preparation. News spreads before the ships even reach port. Headlines read, "Show of force ends without shots fired." Analysts debate who blinked first. Markets wobble, then settle. But in command centers from Washington to Beijing, the message is clear. Deterrence worked, but only for today. Allies take note. In Manila, radios buzz with relief as Coast Guard cutters resume patrols. In Tokyo and Canberra, planners point to one quiet factor. A stealth bomber rumored to be orbiting above the weather, a shadow presence that helped bend the plan back without a shot. At sunset, the Ford's deck crew lines up for evening colors. The ocean glows calm, but the men and women watching it know peace now comes by the hour, not by the year. Somewhere out there, satellites move, subs listen, and planners on both sides adjust for the next encounter. And as the camera pulls back over the Pacific, the narrator's voice fades in one last time. "If you believe calm will hold, press 1. If you think the next spark is already lit, press 9. The screen cuts to black, the hum of the engine still echoing beneath the words, "The sea stays open for now."